I feel as though everyone has a duty to care. If you suspect that someone is receiving any form of abuse, we should want to improve that. We should want to think of ourselves in that same situation and think we would like to get out of that situation. And if we can assist someone to improve their life, their physical and mental well-being, of course we have a duty to care. One of the main things to do with a safeguarding concern is to take down details and to store them safely. If you are working in a nursery, for instance, and a child comes in with a slight bruise on their shin, that bruise is consistent with a typical trip or fall, but it should still be noted. It isn't necessarily a safeguarding concern, but if that individual came in a week later with a bruise somewhere else, next day a bruise in a different location, it starts to add up to there could be something more going on. We can ask open questions, but we must avoid leading questions. So we can ask someone, what happened? How did you get that bruise? Those are open or directed questions. Can you explain how you got that bruise? Please tell me exactly what happened. All of those could be acceptable questions regarding a bruise. If I was to ask, who pushed you? That's a very leading question, and that would not hold up, or it would be difficult for that to hold up within a safeguarding case. We need to ensure that the individuals are given their account in their own words and we are absorbing the information. As we're taking in the information, we need to think about how we react to what we're hearing. We want to consider ourselves to be a bit of a sponge, taking in the information but not really reacting. If our body language starts to change too much, it may cause the individual to stop what they're saying or to over-exaggerate certain parts because that got the reaction they desired. So it's important just to take in the information, to log things down, and to then pass things on to the appropriate authority. When taking in the information from a safeguarding concern, we need to actively listen. This means taking in all of the information as though we have to remember it word for word. We need to have time set aside for this to happen, as we shouldn't be thinking about our shopping list or what we're going to do later on this evening. Our undivided attention needs to be for this individual. Once we've taken in the information, we've made a note of it, we do have several options depending on the information that's been given to us. We need to think about the confidentiality at this point. We can speak to a colleague about the situation and see if they've noticed anything similar. Passing things on to a superior, we can also think about other organisations which may need to be contacted, pending the information which has been given to us. Within any organisation, we should pass this on to the lead safeguarding officer for that organisation. We need to consider phoning the police if the individual is in immediate danger. If an adult has disclosed to us that they are being physically abused at home and there is domestic violence, we need to consult the police about this matter. If the individual returns to that domestic situation, they could be physically abused that evening, and things could get worse. We need to think about the worst case scenario and ensure that we are doing the best we can for that individual. Because of this need to pass on information, especially to the police or to lead safeguarding officers, we need to ensure that when an individual discloses information to us, that we are open and honest about the fact we may have to pass on information. We can't ever tell someone that things can be a secret, that they'll only be between us, because we need to pass things on for the safety of that individual. And we can't breach their trust by then telling someone behind their back.